welcome back to the channel. So today I'm in my Ford F-150 and we're gonna do some changes to the audio system. So a couple of weeks ago I replaced the original CD changer stereo that comes with these King Ranch trucks, and I've had an old Kenwood doubled in for a couple of years because I used to have a Dodge Charger Daytona Plum Crazy. That's where the name comes from. I put this Kenwood in. I was not happy with it. The Bluetooth goes back and forth and the sound quality and the functions aren't really that good, but it's what I had, and I forgot about the Bluetooth problems with this unit. Put it in here because the old one didn't have Bluetooth at all. I'm not happy with it, but I have a new one. And my plan here is to give you a little sneak peek overview on the installation process when putting or switching a stereo in a Ford F-150. Switching it up and replacing not that good unit with a brand new unit that's hopefully is going to be really, really good. All right, so this is the unit I'm going to put in. This is my new Alpine unit, and it's an ILX-W690D. Yeah, 7-inch audio video receiver. It's a pretty cool thing. It's got Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. It's got an extra HDMI connection if you want to connect like a game or something to it. Of course, Bluetooth, DAB, and it's got 4 50-watt amplifiers, which should be plenty. Alpine actually makes an amplifier that goes directly into the back of this, mounts to this unit, and actually connects to it. And that's a good way of connecting, and really good amp to boost your sound. I might get that in the future. I won't right now, but who knows what's gonna happen, right? I will make a review on this truck. It's an old truck, but it's a good one in a little while. So stay tuned for that. So let's unpack this baby. So unboxing. First, of course, we have the manual. Probably we won't be reading that much. Okay, so this is what we got. We got some screws here. We got the USB lead for connecting to Android Auto and also charging. We'll be using that. We have the sound connectivity for connecting front and rear view camera, as well as subwoofer and front and rear audio outputs. Looks like fairly high quality RCA connectors with grommets here. That's really nice. More video in and out. I guess this is for connecting some sort of game console or something. This is for connecting to a CAN bus. Pretty cool. Here we have the microphone, which is nice. And here we have the full ISO connectivity with connections for reverse. And yeah, it's really, when you go from a cheap Kenwood to 700 or 800 Alpine, what you get is the quality of things is much better. We also have a clip to mount the microphone. And now we have the big part of the reveal. We have the actual Alpine unit. So it's really well packaged in like a bubble wrap. Really nice one, actually. Not the standard kind of bubble wrap. As you can see, I have never opened this before, so this is gonna be a cool. And also a cool thing with this, it's really narrow. As you can see, it will fit in basically any car that you wanted to put it in. So here it is, the Alpine unit, and it's got the buttons on the down here. And as I've seen some reviews, the touch feel is really good. Really hoping to get a sense of that in a minute. So here's the back. We got the antenna, we got all the connectors, the USB, the HDMI, power, camera pre-out cables, as well as the CAN connector. So that's going to be cool. Hopefully that works. The wheel remote and microphone here as well. All right, so this is the unit. let's get the old one out and put this one in. This is what the old one looks like. And I will be playing my own music, so there will be no copyright infringement stuff on this video. So this is what it sounds like. The sound isn't really that bad, of course. I mean, it's a fairly good unit as it is, but the touch is really laggy and not really responsive at all. As you could see, I had to touch. It doesn't register all of the touches I make. So you really have to fiddle with it when you're driving, and I really hate that. Just 1 or 2 minutes, it loses the connectivity to my phone, and it actually just stops playing, and then a couple of minutes later just pops back off if I don't do anything. Or I can go into the phone and just turn media on and off, and then it starts working again. And I tried this with several phones, as well as I don't have any issues with other Bluetooth units or Bluetooth stereos. Okay, so it's really easy to replace these. Basically the only tools you need are one of these plastic prongs that you can take out the bezel, and these are this kit is really good, and it's got all the basically all the basic bits I need for just basic stuff. I might need something else, but I'll show you then. So let's get started. If you haven't removed these, they can be quite hard to get out. What I like to do is start down here actually, and then work my way up. And they are fastened with some metal clips that can actually be quite hard to get out of here, and also the cable are quite short on the back of it, especially for these guys. So, oh, there we go. As you can see, this is the furthest I can make it go. So let me switch the view on you guys. So here there is one cable for the passenger airbag light, and there are also cables for the AC and connectivity for the parking sensor button and the 12-volt socket here. Funnily enough, there's another 12-volt socket right here. Anyway, so these just pop right off. So as you can see, these two, this one is a little hard. You might need to push down into this little hole here for that one to pop off. This one is super easy, just pull on that. Okay, so there's a little pin on it right there and there. So you just pull on that, push on that, and you can just get these out quite easy, actually. So this is the mounting system that I've purchased. I know I've ordered these from Amazon.com in the past for my old cars. I used to have a Dodge Magnum. I had this Dodge Charger. Those are very similar. So I will start pulling this out. And as I remember, these are 7mm. I only have the metric sets, but it's close enough. There's no tension really on these, so if it's a couple of, yep, like that. Since everything is plastic here, when you mount it back, make sure you don't over tighten it like it looks like I've done here. I can't remember I tightened them that much. So now it's time to show you something else that I've got. and it really works. This thing here from, I think it's AutoConnect, it's very simple and it's easy. When you're disassembling things, just put your screws and everything, you can sort it really easy here. There are so many companies making these. Just get one. They are usually 20 euros or less. So yeah, really recommend those to get everything sorted out. So all of these bolts and all of these fastenings are the same as the original stereo that's in these Ford F-150s. And I believe the process of replacing this is identical to later models of F-150, Ford Mustangs, and a lot of other cars as well. You just pop the bezel out and off she comes. Okay, so we are done. Now the stereo is just possible to pull out like this. So this is the mounting system that I got, and there's a lot of clips on here when you get them, and I just took my Dremel and cut those off because it says to do that in the manual for this assembly. So what I need to do now is disconnect all my connectors, and which is not that much because I haven't really connected everything yet, but I got this ISO connectivity kit, which you will need to have to connect a stereo like this. It's just the basic connector like that, connected to the ISO. It's got a few extras. I want to make sure that they didn't touch each other in case there's a 12 volt on there. So I just covered them like this, or just snipping them off even actually before I reassemble this. Anyway, so this will be the same for the new stereo. And here all I need to do is disconnect the microphone, and this should pop right out after I remove that. So the big difference when looking at this one is a little bit larger than the Alpine unit, but I would say the Alpine unit weighs about double compared to the Kenwood, even though it's physically smaller, which tells me that the amplifiers in the Alpine unit will be a whole lot better. So I have replaced my stereo in this kit here. All you need to do is remove, or if you're doing this install from scratch, these sides hook up in with these hooks here, and you just tighten these just a little bit. If you over tighten them, the plastic will bend up, you'll have problem mounting it, and it will inevitably break just enough, so make it a little bit tight. Very, very low torque on these, remember that. So the connectivity now, that has to be done. So let's connect all of this. There's a lot of cables. I can really recommend you, whatever you're not going to use, just bundle it up, and so it's not flopping around back here. This is the power cord, and I'll connect it here. Click. I'll save this for later. I won't install it right now. So this is the USB connector that I want to be using for my Android Auto and charging. The other one I had coming out down here. I might need to pull this bracket off up here. It's a little tray, and make a little cut or something with a Dremel to make it come up here, and I can connect it. But let's start here, and I will connect the USB right here, like that. So all I have to do now is actually connect the ISO cables to the cables that I've already put in the car. Sometimes you really need to push these right there. Okay. And this one is for the power and such. So let's see. Oh, audible click. There we go. What I will do here is to make sure that I don't have any issue with these cables. I'm gonna snip them one at a time, but I will remove it from the car first, like that. I don't want to get electrocuted. If you're doing a bigger install, always disconnect the battery from your vehicle before you do any of these things, because even 12 volts will hurt you. So yeah, please be careful. I'm just gonna go get some stripes to connect everything and just make it nice. So let's just put some ordinary stripes on these things to make it a little bit neater in the back here. And there will be less risk of damages or fires or general nastiness that you really don't want to happen in your vehicle at any time, right? Perfectly. So what do I do? Don't do that. I'll do this. Because it's so much space back here, it's huge. So I don't need to make this super compact. I just need to make it a little bit more that it wants to follow, or not bend or crease or get stuck into each other or anything like that. I like that. That's nice. Let's reconnect to the car and let's just see where we are with this new sound system. Yeah, we also need to connect the microphone, but let's try it out first. Just make sure everything works. Maybe I do need to read the manual after all. I forgot to connect the 12 volt accessory and the 12 volt. That's easily forgotten. In the ISO cables that came with the stereo, those were not connected. You could just pop them off. I didn't know that. I had to read the manual basically. So this is really nice, you know. It's super responsive and everything. So I'm going to try to connect it to my phone and play some music. Yes, I do want to pair that. All right, so we are in business. Let's check Bluetooth audio. Oh, this is amazing. This is really responsive. I like it. Cool, I can choose different settings there as well. EQ presets. I'm one of those guys that usually likes to put it in flat until I've listened in and do some on my own adjustments later on. That's good. I haven't got a subwoofer yet, so let's go into that later. Probably need to go in the settings from... Okay, so the settings are not available? That's weird. Let's get into that later. As I've heard, you can, yeah, so you can remove these, or you can move them about if you want to. Since I don't have any of the cameras, I can just put that. I don't have Apple CarPlay. Cool. So let's keep it like this for now, right? So still no settings. I will check that out later, but yeah, phone's working. Android Auto is not connected, so that shouldn't work. I wouldn't need to do that actually, set the time, but let's do that another time. So in order to connect the microphone properly, the cable is like seriously long here. I'm gonna try to remove this tray here. There we go. And I was thinking maybe I can pull it up there in the back and have it come all over here. The microphone is in place and I've tracked it all the way down there. The only thing that I'm okay with having just a little bit of a cable there. So here we are. It's all installed. The microphone is installed. All of the button works. That's always a good thing to check, right? Android Auto is up and running. The maps are working fine. I can switch to Spotify. Works really well. Okay, so I've taken everything apart again because I couldn't figure out why I couldn't get into the settings, and it seems like Alpine has taken it upon themselves to think about my security. So there is a connection here, as I think I mentioned earlier, that says parking brake right here. Parking brake. And in their infinite wisdom, they're thinking, if this is not connected, you're not having your settings. So this has to be connected to ground, because that's what they say it needs to be. I think this is kind of weird, and that there's no way of bypassing it. If I want to do it, or if I'm a professional installer, of course. But I need to be able to do this in my own car. So I need to think about how to go about this, because I want to use my settings. And we're back. So look at this. Settings. So what it is, as I said, this cable here that says parking brake needs to have. It can't be a constant ground or negative. It has to be a little bit of switched, and it senses that you want to connect it to ground, and it doesn't let you. What I did, I found a tip on the line that you can use the illumination function in the ISO package. So I did that. I put a connector and I connected it, and it works really well, actually. So in this case, it's an orange-white connection for this ISO cable adapter, and I just connected it. Okay, so let me show you what happens if I pull this. Look at the screen. This operation is prohibited for your safety. And when I put it back in here, you can see right away the settings tab just opens up. Cool, huh? Illumination. Who knew? So let's put this together and be done with it. Okay. You know, it's time for the peel. Oh, that's nice. It's pretty cool that the touch was really responsive, even with this protector on it. I love it. Okay, so we're done here. We have this new Alpine unit installed. You can't really see it, but it says Alpine there. Sounds really good. The connectivity seems excellent. All the feel of everything is just great. So I'm gonna get used to it a little bit, and maybe I will do a follow-up review of this unit. So far, I'm really happy with it. Until next time, thank you for watching, and please, if you wish, like, subscribe, and do all the things that us YouTubers do. Bye.